Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Today we'll be looking at some related cryptocurrency news. Before continuing, a way to help promote this video or the channel is to leave a thumbs up or a comment and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content. The first article here, this is from the Daily Hodl. Pension funds are beginning to invest in Bitcoin, according to the institutional cryptocurrency asset management firm Grayscale. Its CEO, Michael Sonnenschein, tells Bloomberg that the coveted market segment is joining hedge funds and endowments and gaining exposure to Bitcoin through the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. To give you an idea of the scope of pension funds, especially in the USA, numbers from this intergovernmental organization, which is the OECD, showed there was about $18.75 trillion held in US pension funds in 2019. So just one country alone. At the time of writing this, Grayscale has about $27.4 billion in assets under management. Additional details in this article. If I visit their website, they have 9 individual or single asset trusts and a diversified portfolio as well. Some including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and a few others. They show you this tweet from their official Twitter page. It gives you the breakdown of the assets under management, and this is as of the 15th of January 2021. A very heavy weighting towards Bitcoin. It's understandable. A couple of things here that I found somewhat fascinating. The decision to have a trust fund for Horizon, and then there's Zcash as well. I found this to be rather odd when you consider its position out of the cryptos based on circulating market cap. It's currently 72nd. It's about $321 million there, as opposed to the billions of dollars or tens of billions for many other cryptos that didn't actually feature in this list. It was intriguing to see that. Although having said that, they've listed Zcash as well, and I will say Horizon and Zcash they're similar projects in terms of them having a focus on privacy and using the zero knowledge proofs, the whole system behind that, but I won't digress. It's just the point is, these two are listed, especially Horizon. What I find even more surprising is there is no ADA or Cardano. Despite this being a top 10 crypto and being in the top 15 or 20 for several years now, I just don't get why people aren't throwing money into it, especially when you have institutional funds like that. But anyhow, I mean, you be the judge. The reason why I'm talking extensively about Grayscale, it's that it is one of these major investors focusing on digital assets, reaching out to institutional investors that have played a role in boosting the cryptocurrency prices, or especially for Bitcoin. Possibly they've just opted for some more diversity and they've got a privacy coin and they've got a low cap coin as well, in addition to the others there. What is a smart move as well is they've got this diversified large cap funds. The diversity there with still a very heavy weighting on Bitcoin, which is understandable, but once again, diverting some of that money from Bitcoin into Cardano should help. But well done to Grayscale for helping promote the space, having done so for several years now. Moving along, there is this piece from Blockonomy, Gemini announcing a credit card with 3% cashback crypto rewards. And as a quick side note, Gemini, a US-based exchange, was established by the Winklevoss twins, so Tyler and Cameron. They are still vocal proponents of Bitcoin and major advocates for the cryptocurrency space. Tyler Winklevoss shared the news his company has a new way to invest in crypto via an official announcement made on January the 14th. The cryptocurrency exchange has announced a new line of products with its own fiat credit card, which will allow holders to gain rewards in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Surprisingly, this new credit card will work with fiat dollars instead of crypto, despite the company's status as a crypto exchange. I'll give you my thoughts about that in a second, but a couple of other things here. Gemini's card is not a debit card, but a credit card, similar to that announced by BlockFi back in December of 2020, making these two cards the first to offer rewards in the form of crypto/investable assets instead of traditional cashback, miles, or similar rewards. It is unclear which of both cards will be launched first, but they both made a reference to sometime in 2021. So just my thoughts in regards to this, in terms of why they've opted for a credit card that uses fiat instead of cryptocurrencies, even though there's the crypto cashback offer. Well, it doesn't surprise me because I feel as though, and just to clarify, these are just my thoughts. I haven't actually researched this to back it up, so use your own discretion. But what I think is the case is having it run with fiat would be logistically a lot easier to operate having this option where you're using your crypto at a merchant, you would most likely need to then convert it into fiat when you're processing it via Visa or MasterCard. If you read previous articles that have either toyed with this idea or trialed like a crypto debit card, that's often the process involved. They have to convert it into fiat nonetheless if purchasing things via like a bricks and mortar retailer or you're at a shop or store. That's what I think is the case. The other point as well, in terms of logistics, regulations could make it tricky for them to actually offer a crypto card. At the moment, I think the idea is they want to reach a wide audience, and as the cryptocurrency space is still fairly new, it's clever to have a system where you're using a well-established currency like the US dollar, at least in the interim whilst cryptos are becoming more popular. Having this used with fiat money and then being rewarded in crypto, it's at least providing some promotion for cryptocurrencies and allowing people to gain some exposure to this asset class. So I think it's rather clever, and at least they're thinking outside the box and offering this new service. Well, them and BlockFi, hats off to them. I interpret this as fairly good publicity. I mean, you be the judge, whatever your thoughts are about it. I'm neither condoning nor condemning credit cards. People have their own opinions, but I say it's all about giving options. Further details here via this Gemini communique. And this Blockonomy piece also talks about the role of fintech startups and how they could influence the future of cryptos. It's a worthy read, in my opinion. And there's something I forgot to mention earlier. This was a piece from Crypto Slate, just reading the headline. Bitcoin surges a day after Grayscale reopens deposits, and it's not a coincidence. If we look at the Bitcoin prices, over the past 30 days, we hit a new all-time high of $42,000 a couple of weeks back, and we saw the major drop in a short period of time. As you'd imagine, a lot of mainstream media were saying it's going to crash and so on and so forth. We're being negative about cryptocurrencies once again, and as we saw, it rebounded and it's stabilized somewhat now, still in the $30,000 range, or it's at $35,000. Returning to this Grayscale article, they're preparing themselves for the growing wave of adoption later this year or in the coming years. Just to illustrate the historical growth in crypto assets under management, or especially Bitcoin, there's this chart once again from Grayscale but via Twitter. In their fourth quarter report last year, the monetary and fiscal measures by governments globally served as the catalyst for a surge of interest in Bitcoin, and you can read more at a corresponding article, but just a huge spike. In the space of 6 months, it went from about $4.5 billion to $20.2 billion in assets under management. So that's nearly a 5-fold increase in crypto assets under Grayscale's control. And by everyone in the space at the moment, whether it's us or the institutional investors, I think we will be the biggest beneficiaries through this early adoption and us seeing the potential of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. Exciting times ahead. I think this will only be positive. All of this alongside the highly advantageous fundamentals for an increase in Bitcoin's price. You look at the inflation rates, stock to flow ratios, and all of the institutional adoption and increasing interest around the world. And moving along, the last article before I give you a market update, Cardano is working on a decentralized social media platform, the CEO says, and this is from Crypto Newsflash. Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of Input Output Hong Kong, or IOHK, further offered to help Twitter decentralize its social media platform. This talks about the fallout from the whole Donald Trump ban on Twitter and the series of events that culminated in this decision. I mean, I'm not going to engage in the whole politics of this. You're welcome to say your opinion on this, but please don't make this political. You pretty much know the situation. Returning to Charles Hoskinson's input, so he claimed that Cardano was, in inverted commas, working on something targeting social media. He also called on Dorsey to discontinue Twitter's in-house decentralization efforts. The company has been working on Blue Sky, a decentralized social media platform that it announced in December 2019. There was a brief exchange between Jack Dorsey and Charles Hoskinson. So Charles said, "We are working on something, Jack. You shouldn't build this in-house. Make it an open source project and our entire industry can contribute." And further details there at that Crypto Newsflash piece. My thoughts, Charles Hoskinson is a very switched on and level-headed person. And just as a quick side note, he gives frequent updates, covering blockchain tech, Cardano. I recommend checking out his YouTube channel. Long story short, watch this space. there could be a lot of promise here. Now, I will acknowledge, yes, in terms of social media platforms or the decentralized ones, that have attracted a bit of attention, or previous attempts at it. There is Voice, which is still operating. It seems to have had a lukewarm reception, and I don't hear much about it. I haven't actually used it. You be the judge. Some people might be a bit skeptical about whether this could actually work. I commend Hoskinson and anyone behind the Blue Sky project for at least having the initiative to build this, and look, it could work. It's always an unknown, and I hope it does well. I'll just leave it at that. To wrap up the video with a market update, with today's installment made possible by Live CoinWatch. The crypto prices, or just before I continue, it is currently 11:54 AM UTC on Tuesday, January the 19th, 2021. So the live price is as follows. Bitcoin just above $37,000 per BTC. Ethereum $1,420. It is only $12 away from hitting a new all-time high. Yep, you heard that right. And hopefully going past 2,000 sometime soon. Let's see what happens. Polkadot at just under $17. It seems to have stabilized at the moment after a very good week. XRP above 30 cents once again. ADA Cardano 37 cents, pretty well over the past 7 days. Litecoin $163, picking up slowly. Chainlink $22.21. It set an all-time high a few days ago. Yeah, very promising stuff. The whole market's looking fairly buoyant. Binance Coin $45.88. XLM Stellar just above 30 cents. Let's see, going down the list, a few more. Monero $156. EOS has slipped down the ranks. It hasn't been performing that well, not in relative terms at least. Aave, on the other hand, doing extremely well, setting a new all-time high, I think earlier today or yesterday, $205 per token. That has had an incredible performance, especially in 2020 under the former Lend token. And looking at some of the major gains over the past 24 hours for other cryptos, I should say Myota's done pretty well too, and on the cusp of hitting 50 cents. UMA up 22%, and just some others. Loopring 10%, looking at the double-digit gains. Ampleforth 18% today. Luna or Terra, Mana, Decentraland doing fairly well as well. Anyhow, that's a wrap for the video. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content. If you have something to say or you just want to say g'day, by all means leave your feedback in the comments section. I hope you're all doing well. Talk to you soon, new videos coming shortly. Thanks again, see you later.